A gospel written to moral people more than implies a difference between the gospel and being moral. It shatters any notion of earning or performance and offers hope and relief. Each week over the course of our 4-year journey, I found myself comforted and inspired, no longer walking gingerly around God, but approaching Him boldly. An unhealthy fear of God began to dissipate, and I started to realize the ridiculousness of judging who I was by what I did or did not do. It started to hit me. If anything I ever do of eternal value is because of God's grace, and if anything I ever do that brings shame is covered by God's grace, where is the boasting? Where is the shame? I had been striving for so long, and it wore me out. I was trying so hard to get out from under my dad's shadow, trying so hard to earn respect and admiration on my own merits. Here's what both you and I have figured out by now. The kingdom of this world is a meritocracy. It esteems those who have earned the most and performed the best. We are enamored with people's educational resumes, athletic prowess, and trophy cases. We measure people's worth by the size of their churches, number of championships won, and albums sold. And in a social media age, I can actually quantify my performance based on how many followers I have and likes I get. I have a hunch you can relate to this. What's behind our obsession over grades or working out? Why do we incessantly check social media, especially after we've posted something? Why do we have to go from relationship to relationship or end up feeling devastated when we are alone? And why does any type of failure launch us over the precipice of grief into a sustained freefall into the valley of shame? Straight-A students with chiseled bodies, people with 7-digit followers on social media, those who are romantically involved with others, those who make tons of money. These are probably some of the most unfulfilled people on the planet. It's possible to ace everything and still come up empty. There just has to be another way. It's one thing to talk about our world being a meritocracy. It's a pretty devastating thing to say this is what the church has become. If success in the church isn't measured by the world's standards, money, looks, etc., we've just replaced one choreographed set of steps for another in our effort to perform. Over the course of this book, we will address the issue of moralism, which is not only seen in the world, but has also crept into many of our churches. This notion of adhering to a certain set of external regulations to extrapolate any sense of worth and self-esteem. Sure, the metrics may be different, but the process is the same, trying to gain approval by performing. The church has become a meritocracy. It was never meant to be this way. Jesus and the meritocracy. This idea of a performance-oriented worldview we call a meritocracy is nothing new. In fact, in Jesus' day, it was a lot more palpable. Jesus lived in a society entrenched in a caste system where the boundaries of class were clearly defined. To the Romans, success in life was based on money, citizenship, caste, and family. Rich never mingled with poor, and women were mere objects. The truly successful were wealthy married men who enjoyed a harem of women and had several sons. It's almost laughable when you think it was into this context that a poor, single, chaste, childless, homeless Jesus entered. What's more, Jesus didn't even attempt to find meaning by the rules of the Roman meritocracy. Nothing in the Gospels would point to him going through the Ivy League rabbis of his day. He didn't seek wealth or a wife. His circles defied the clearly defined boundaries of the meritocracy. Jesus conversed with both the wealthy and the poor. He enjoyed rich friendships with both men and women. He stood before both Roman government officials and blind beggars. Jesus was comfortable enough in his own skin to have a prostitute rub his feet at a party hosted by extremely conservative religious leaders. And when offered the chance to move from his cubicle to the corner offices of the world, he politely